So today, 22nd April 2023, which is public holiday. Okay, oh no, this is Saturday, not public holiday. Um, so I'm going to do another, like a second video on question and answers, on comments or questions on my YouTube channel. Okay, so this one is from Kenechukwu Ifediola. It's asking 607 good for Uber taxi in Lagos. Depends if it's 607 with EW12J4 engine, manual transmission. Yeah, I could say it will be good for Uber in Lagos. You don't want 607 with automatic transmission, whether it's the EW12J4 or the V6 ES9J4S or ES9A. And also you don't there's another 607 you can use for, but that is the one that comes with a 2.0 EW10J4 engine. All these ones I'm talking about are petrol engines. So you can go with the one with the 2.0 EW10J4 or 2.2 EW12J4. I would recommend you use manual. The gearbox on the EW12J4 and that of the V6 doesn't like that kind of usage, public transportation, Uber and stuff like that. I don't like it, and you also, to prevent it from breaking down, you spend a lot in servicing the gearbox every 30,000 kilometers, which you can cover within a short period, using it for Uber peoples. So your manual is better for you. So these other ones I talked about, I think the fuel consumption won't be that much. So yeah, those are the ones I can recommend for Peugeot 607. It has to be manual if you really want to have use that such car for that kind of purpose, with low maintenance costs compared to these other ones with V6 engines and automatic transmissions. Yeah, that's the ones to go for. Okay, moving on. This is from Abubakar Zana Ali. He said, what of 307cc with EW10J4? Yes, kindly review on it. I think it's only ones that I've had opportunity to work on 307cc with that engine, the 180 HP engine, EW10J4S. So they're all manual. So I don't know, maybe I didn't drive it. I worked on it twice or so. I didn't drive it. I know I've driven a 307 with that engine once, but it was a hatchback. So I didn't drive this on CC. But I know it will be quick, considering I know how quick even the EW10A is on that engine, on the CC. EW10A, which has a much lower power compared to the EW10J4. So yeah, that's the only thing I can say in terms of, maybe when I review CC, I'll touch on every other aspect, but in terms of power, yeah, and I can tell you it'll be much quicker than the other ones. Okay, moving on. This from Police Paddy. He said, I saw that model of your Peugeot abandoned very close to my area, covered in dust. With sound body. That's talking about my 505 V6. I think that's what is on the picture. Because it said that your Peugeot model. I don't have 508, even though the title of the video was 508. Okay, so moving on. Okay, just a comment on what he said, or police party said. Yeah, well, yeah, you can buy and restore if truly the body. I mean, come on, 505. What exactly are you going to spend in restoring the car as long as the body is intact, like you said? If this body is sound, then I mean, how it takes, you can make it look like mine. I mean, yeah, of course, it's not going to be cheap to restore. Let's assume the engine is bad, the gearbox is bad. Yeah, you can rebuild. The good thing about this 505, 504 is you can easily rebuild the engine. It's not like you go and buy another engine. You can rebuild it and serve it like a new engine or close to new engine. So if you're interested in such older, vintage, classic Peugeot vehicles, I'll buy that car and fix it. If truly the body is sound as you said. Okay, moving on. The same, also from police party, it says this is serious problem. How do we get a qualified electrician in Peugeot? It's a response to a video I did on consequences of mismatched fuses on BSM fuse buses. Okay, they are supposed to write BSI, BSM, and fuse buses. So, qualified electrician. Well, I can say I'm good at it when it comes to electrical part of Peugeot cars. Not saying I know everything, but I know I will not abuse your own. Then there could be other ones, so you just have to look out for them, depending on where you are, So moving on, this Okiemute Marshall Umukoro. This is a brand new vehicle, newer than mine. Okay, there's a video I did on a 508 W2 facelifted model. An abuse somebody did on the vehicle. Okay, but the car has been sorted out and fixed. So moving on. Same from Okiete Marshall. He said worth watching and adhering to that. I talked about a Peugeot 508 W2 that had a two-fed engine and why it happened. So I will advise you go and watch that video. The title, you can see the title on this video. Part 1, failed 2 THP engines in Peugeot 508 within 30 to 60 days. Okay. So this is from Peugeot Q A. Doesn't sound like a Nigerian name if it's genuine. Response to video I did on my phones when I did a road trip with my 407 Coupe V6 manual, and his response to the video was tragedy movie. Tragedy movie in terms of that the 407 would disappoint in the trip, or that the destination was bad or the road trip was bad. I don't know, it depends on where you're coming from. Tragedy in terms of the road trip, it was an adventure. I enjoyed it. Yeah, the road was bad, but so what? Yeah, my car felt that bad road, and it cost me some money to repair the suspension after the trip. Some money, I could afford it, and I've done it. So yeah, for those of us who live in this part of the world, I don't know, it seems you don't live in Africa. Who actually, if your username is correct, doesn't mean you living in the Europe has the best in life. Living in programmed or managed controlled city life doesn't necessarily mean it's the best sound of. When you look at, in fact, if you look at the statistics, the most happiest people in the world are not the ones living in the cities. in case you think you are lying to yourself. The happiest people on this planet Earth are those that live in rural areas. So not those ones that live in the cities that their life is so tensed up. You wake up 4 a.m., you're up, rushing to work. Your supervisor, your manager, your whatever is on your toes. You must do this, you do that. Or you're running some kind of business where everybody is, come on, you can't compare peace of life in the rural areas to those in the cities. The only thing when you live in the cities, you try to um, manage such tensed life or confused life, if I will also say, with some technologies, to make you not to one day pull trigger to your brain. I'm talking about committing suicide. Because look at the high rate of suicide. Is it not those that live in the Western world that commit to, they kill themselves like basically like chickens every day, compared to those of us that live in so-called underdeveloped world. So I don't know where you're coming from with your tragic movie. If it's talking about my trip to the eastern part of Nigeria with my 407 visa, I enjoyed it. Yeah, there were some unpleasant experiences with what my car went through, but it passed and came back, and yeah, it affected some special components. I fixed them. The AC at some point stopped working. I came back and realized it was just a seal on the compressor that started leaking in the journey. They changed the seal and it's been working since then. And I could afford to fix all those things. So what's the problem then? I don't know what you mean by tragic movie. Probably you felt that 407 is a wrong car for that. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't wanted to respond to what since you are not specific what you mean by tragic movie. Well, yeah, it's up to you. Um, this is from Z Empire. It said, well, Ikenna is double N. So he said, well, Ikenna, please, I noticed the exhaust from EW10 engine burns the eye with a little white like smoke. What could be the cause? White light, we call it bluish white smoke or whitey smoke, stuff like that. Usually that one, say bluish white is usually oil burn side, engine oil is burning. But if it's sometimes if pure white, it depends. If it's peppering you in the eyes, look very well, it could be mixed. Pepperish is usually excessive swelling. If you start your car and you are feeling very pepperish in your eyes because of the exhaust fumes coming from the tail of the exhaust, it means there's excess fuel. The car is burning excess fuel. Look at the tail, you're supposed to see blackish smoke coming out. Depends. Sometimes it can also produce pure white smoke if fuel flow in very huge amounts into the combustion chamber via the fuel injectors. It can produce pure white smoke. So it all depends on the system. But I know oil burn through the cylinders from the tail doesn't pepper in the eye or burns the eye, like you said. Unless maybe the one that can do that is probably, it's not like it will burn the eye. Like if engine oil is dropping or touching on the exhaust, leaking from the engine, touching on the exhaust, yeah, it will burn and smell bad, but not necessarily burn the eye or feel pepperish in the eye. So if you are feeling pepperish in the eye on your car, when you are not seeing smoke from the engine bay, whether you see smoke in the bay or not, you're having an excessive fuel issue. So your car is consuming excess fuel more than you should. You should be having also black smoke symptom as well from the exhaust, and not just the white bluish type you're talking about. So it's as if probably you might have two issues here. Your engine is burning oil excessively, and your car is also, drinking fuel like fish. Okay, so moving on. This is from Mazo Amy. Very nice, Miss Ikenna. More grease to your elbow. Please make more videos on your Peugeot 406 V6 manual. I bought one last month. Very lovely car. Cheers. Okay, congratulations. So this was 3 months ago. Yeah, it's a very nice car. Very lovely car. I love mine. I love it too. I mean, I don't know how to describe the degree of love I have for that car. I'm talking about 406 V6 manual. Emphasis on manual. Some things are better experienced than described, like I always say. Okay, moving on. This from Iwo Cyril. Where is your shop in Abuja? Like I've said in the past, if you want me to run diagnosis or repairs for you, contact me. I always have my numbers on my videos and stuff. You contact, we talk. If you agree on me doing your repairs, when you agree to my condition, then we arrange on where and when to bring your vehicle. I want it or do it. So it's not about where is your shop. Moving on. Okay, this is it, the one. From the same. Okay, asking the same questions. Now this from Udli to Tewak. He said I had the same problem with my car. In my case, the car was actually an automatic that got converted to manual. What was causing all the issues, ABS, DPF, was bad software configuration. The guy literally changed something on the computer and everything disappeared. I hope this helps someone a bit. When you convert a car from auto to manual, there are a lot of, especially depending on the model of Peugeot cars. They are not, that's mistake people make. They think that it's all about the engine. It's all about the gearbox. Forgetting that these modern Peugeot cars, they are all interconnected, the entire system of the vehicle. So if you remove the automatic transmission and put in manual transmission, I expect that every other system of the car will work well with that new or the system you introduce, which was not factory. Then you must be kidding yourself. So you have to have some knowledge or how to tweak the programs in some ECUs on that vehicle to accept or work with the manual transmission. So I believe that's what the other guy, the technician, he said that did on his own case. That's why I also tell people when they tell me, I want to convert, can you do a conversion for me, motor to manual? When I tell them the cost, they run away. They run to another person and issues. Start looking for how do I do this, thinking that it's all about get a local mechanic. Is it not just remove gearbox and put manual gearbox? That is remove automatic and put manual. Only for them to realize, but man, there's more to it than just a mechanical part of the conversion. Anyway, sometimes it's better for people to experience things than, moving on. This from Donna Ebele responded to, because I did, the lower the coolant temperature on the instrument panel, the higher the fuel consumption. Okay, I think I did a post on that. So the Donna Ebele said the higher the engine temperature, the hotter the engine oil, and hence the lower its viscosity. The result, more wear and tear of the engine inner rotating parts. Guys, I think I will respond to this. No, this one needs a separate response. I don't think I will respond to it here. I'll do a separate video specifically on this particular comment. Okay, moving on. Okay, Muta Marshall responded to, appreciated the video I did it here again. Andy Shantu. Okay, this one, Andy Shantu, still responding to the video I did, the post I made concerning the lower the coolant temperature, the higher the fuel consumption. So, Andy Shantu said, meaning people that live in cold places like Jos, where our engine can run for 40 minutes to 1 hour and still be at 70 degrees and are wearing out our engines unintentionally. Guy, if you drive for more than 40 minutes and your temperature gauge on your modern Peugeot car is still showing 70 degrees Celsius, then your cooling system is abused. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter which part of the world you live in. If I will repeat it again, if you live in Nigeria, not even to talk of those that live in what is the coldest part of the earth? Is it North Pole? Forgotten what they call it. I mean, if you live in Nigeria, call it Jos or whatever, and your temperature gauge stays below 70 degrees Celsius after driving for more than 40 minutes, your cooling system is abused. I'm saying it, I'm not missing words. So you have to put your system back. Doesn't matter if something is wrong with your cooling system, it's no longer stock. As far as modern Peugeot car is concerned. I mean, for crying out loud, do you even know how for all these Peugeot with THP engines and VTI engine operate? They did their cooling system such that when you first start the car, the water pump will even work. Go and ask people who understand, who are the Peugeot technicians who understand THP engine. I'm talking about all these Peugeot 508, W2, 308 with THP engine, VTI. When you start their engines, the water pump won't work for some minutes. And what do you think what it means when your water pump is not working? So that there won't be circulation. There will be circulation of fluid inside the engine. So that the ones inside the engine will run hotter quickly as possible. So that it will pull your oil coolant temperature as high as possible. So people making all these uninformed statements, I don't just get where people are coming from. People just like to rationalize why they abuse their Peugeot cars and look for who validate their reasons for that. I don't know. So you are wrong. Go and check. Are you using coolant? Because I've said it. Coolant, especially a good coolant, it warms up faster than water. That's why people just recommend coolant. Coolant warms up water. If you use coolant in your engine cooling system, you start it up. Before you know it, give it a few seconds or minutes, your temperature will shoot up. When you use water, it takes eternity for it to warm up. Do you have thermostat? If you have thermostat will obstruct the flow of coolant into the radiator. No matter how cold your temperature is, so it will make your engine work much faster. The coolant to work, to warm up faster since it's not moving out of the engine. So as the combustion, those the power stroke and everything that is going on in the cylinders around the engine block, all those things, it will as it's producing those explosions. It's warming up coolant around it much faster. I don't understand. Or did you connect your fan direct? You start your car, immediately you switch on ignition or switch on your fan stays on. To the point that by the time you drive from here to here, your fan is still running constantly. How will you allow it to warm up? Please go and check your engine cooling system. Even people, there are countries where, like people probably that live in North Pole or something, their engine cooling systems are designed differently compared to those of us that live in temperate or hot places or regions. That's why I tell people, even when you're buying Tokumbo car, understand that doesn't mean the cooling system work well in your country. In fact, I've had experience where a Peugeot 307 was having excessive overheating issue constantly without every other cooling system intact. It was a direct Tokumbo car that hasn't even been used in Nigeria. Kept having constant overheating issue. Guess what? It was the radiator. The radiator was not blocked. There was nothing wrong with the radiator. But as soon as it was removed and put the normal type that we use in Nigeria, the overheating went away. Meaning there was something they used, and it wasn't like the radiator was bad or low quality. No. It was actually a Tokumbo radiator. But whatever they were using in producing the radiator, probably, I don't know whatever material that was on, whatever they used in making it. But it boils much faster or higher than it should for a country like Nigeria. It shouldn't be used here, that radiator. The second you put the normal one, the variety went away. There are some Peugeot cars that are meant to be used in cold countries or thereabout. Such you could see that even their thermostat might have a lower opening temperature compared to those of us that are the ones they use over here. There are some countries, there are some Peugeot cars you will even find. So you will have only one speed. No matter what you do, the engine cooling system fan in front of the radiator will not go beyond that normal low speed fan speed. That's low fan speed. Can never exceed 50 degrees Celsius. That's the program. That's what the ECU can, the maximum the ECU can, because the car was designed to be run in a colder place. So there's no even need for the fan to even exceed 50 degrees Celsius or thereabout, something like that. So it will always run on lower speed. And what do you do in such cases? When you have such car, there's a solution to you. You change the ECU, put the ECU that can increase the blower speed so that as temperatures are rising, it will bring it down to normal, optimal temperature. That's why I say people need to understand their engine cooling system, not just be making making some misleading statements. Go and check your cooling system. If there's a problem, you deal with it. You have somebody that understands it. Not be when you are abusing your car, you are looking for somebody to hear you, to support your abuse on your car. Anyway, I hope that clears it out. This one say Kete Machine say is it for Peugeot engines? I doubt. Yeah, you are right with your question, because even whether it's Peugeot engines, people just make found this thing. Even Peugeot 504. For the 504, as old as these cars are, they also have thermostat, except that the ones they sold in Nigeria, it appeared they didn't put them. Or maybe they did, but of course, trust Nigerian mechanic, the first thing they will do is to yank it out. They have thermostat. Though you could say their opening temperature was much lower, I think it was 72 degrees Celsius. But they have thermostat, at least by standard. Moving on. What trip in my 407 V6 coupe? Okay, so this is Lisa Ojuku. Say well done, bro. Okay, let me discard. Differences between 2000 to 2004 Peugeot 406 models. It's difficult to understand. This from Netherlands, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Anyway, if you are from Netherlands, truly you don't speak English. But then you typed English, so I don't know what the problem is, because I was very sure I spoke English all through. In fact, I began to think I should start mixing some of the things some of the things I say in my videos with Igbo language. I'm an Igbo. I don't see Igbo as inferior language, but I only use this English so that every person will understand me. But then I'm also proud of my language, my native language. So I probably might start doing that. So if you don't understand English, is it my Igbo you understand? And my point is, unless maybe it's the sound of my voice, you are not hearing me clearly. In that case, I'm not apologizing. If you expect me to apologize because my voice is not that loud, then you made it the wrong Lion King. Okay, moving on. Best engine for road trips. Does 607 V6 meet up? This from Oluwatoyi Jegede. Does 607 V6 meet up? Of course, yes. 607 V6, in fact, is the best car for road trip. Of all the cars I have, 607 V6 is the best of them to road trip. But of course, when you now consider Nigerian factor, the road, that's where you can now say. But we're talking about road trip, yeah, it is the best. If you see the 607 V6, it's as if you are sitting in your sitting room. I mean, come on, open the boot. Oh boy, the boot will swallow. If you put 5 cows, you will be surprised. It might swallow 5 cows there. So what I do, you know what it means by road trip. You carry all kinds of things that can be able to use up all through the journey. Because when you are traveling on such day, you don't want to spend that much, so you carry as much as you can to spend less. things you need. The boot will swallow as you know how massive the 607 boot is. Then you still have the rear interior. If you are a family man, you know how big the 607 interior is. The rear seat swallow everybody. Then the V6 with the sporty variable or piloted suspension, variable steering. Come on, it's one of the best Peugeot cars for long journeys. Even in Nigeria, there's some part of the country you enjoy traveling with 607 than even 406. The only person will not feel uncomfortable with the 607 if the road you are going to use, some roads are bad. Then yeah, you will prefer a 406 to 607, just because of that road condition, not necessarily because a 406 is the best for that. No, there are things I don't. I tell people, when you won't understand because what I enjoy in all my cars. They have different experiences, different purposes. So okay. Patrick and Ekwe also said yes by responding that he missed up. So okay, moving on. This random videos by Chance Sebite. He said, did a journey to Cross River State with my 307. The road from Yandev to Adipo is very bad. The only challenge I had was my ABS after hitting a pothole. ABS, I think this was like a response to video I did concerning Peugeot vehicles I recommend for journeys Enugu to Abuja to Enugu, Anambra Highway. 307, I think, was one of the cars I recommended. So yeah, modern Peugeot cars, you always be having. I remember when I traveled, first time I traveled with my Z9, my 607 V6. The ABS sensor failed before I got to my destination in Anambra State. I left all the way I drove it all. I don't remember. Let's just say all the while I was driving in Abuja, no ABS issue. Only for me to embark on a journey, before I got to my journey, the ABS sensor failed. One of them anyway. So I had to drive it without ABS sensor. It was horrible on my way back. In fact, luckily for me, it started when I was almost close to my town where I was going on my destination. So, but all the way back, it was that horrible. As in, you can driving without ABS sensor walking. Wow, it was horrible. I mean, if you're on high speed, you press your brake, the tire will just squish like hair. It's as if the car won't even have any brake at all. So that's one of these issues you have when you travel with your modern Peugeot cars. It's not just 307. There are ABS sensors. It's 406 that you can say that can do all those, jump all those bad roads without feeling any issue with the ABS. But 307, 407 upward, yeah, be ready for that. In fact, since then, it's just like when I did my trip, my 407, when I traveled my 407. Of course, I went with both the front and the rear ABS sensors. So for you guys to understand, I was prepared. It was like I was expecting, but I was like, if it happens, I'm ready. So I bought a new front wheel ABS sensor. Okay, no, wait. No, I went to one of my contacts and collected the two, the front and the rear, just one. I told him if I use any one, I'll pay for it when I come back. So I did it. We came back, none of them failed. So I returned the two. I didn't pay. So that was what I did. But maybe the next time I'll just buy and keep. So I could understand the random videos by Chance Sabite comment. This is from Chidu Uche. Your car is vibrating on high speed. This is one of the videos I did on road trip with my 407 trip to the eastern part of Nigeria. Your car is vibrating on high speed. I don't understand what you mean by car is vibrating on high speed. My camera is mounted at the rear of the car. And my car is jumping all kinds of potholes at high speed. And you are wondering what is vibrating, whether it's the camera or the vehicle. Wow, that doesn't make sense, does it? If it's possible, it's the vehicle. Like I said, when you're jumping higher speed and all that. I can't remember whether I had a vibration issue by the time I got back. But of course, most people that travel, you see, most time when people talk, you can tell people who are inexperienced when it comes to long journey. If you do long journey often in Nigeria, though, you know that every once in a while you'll be doing way balancing. Because by the time you do one trip and come back, especially if the road is bad, all those things they put on your waist to balance it must have gone off. So you have to go and rebalance your waist, your rims. If you say that, your tire, your rims, let me leave it at that. So if you are watching a video and you are saying your car is vibrating at high speed, for somebody who is showing you all the bad roads his vehicle is jumping, and that is the only thing you could see, man, how old are you behind the steering wheels? Have you just started yesterday? Have you ever driven out of your location? And yet you are commenting on someone who probably is more experienced than you are. There's nothing wrong in that. It's just that there are some things you apply logic to understand. I mean, these are things supposed to cross your mind. It could even be the camera that is mounted on the rear windscreen. This camera was mounted on the windscreen at the rear. I left Abuja. It's been there till I go to my destination in Anambra State, Okuzu to be specific. Yes, I'm from Okuzu town, in Anambra. So and all this while the camera could be shaking. Or it could be through the vehicle. I wasn't paying that kind of attention. Why was I paying attention when I'm supposed to expect that way? By the time I get back, all the way balancing will have to be done. And you think that is my worry? If the car is shaking, or if the camera mounted on the windscreen as the entire car is jumping up and down is shaking. Wow, people. This one says, see what they did to a client file. Okay, that's what I did. How can I get your contact? I always put it on my this thing. Like I said, Patrick and I say, read his pinned comments. Yeah, sometimes people just, even when the information is right there before them, they just have to ask that question. I don't understand. I don't bother responding to some of these things. This one, Kennedy Mesha, completed 1,126 kilometer 4-day trip. Okay. Say well done. This is from Z Empire. Responded to video I did on a trip with the 407 VC Scoop. It's an amazing road trip. Wanted to also embark on a road from Lagos to Warri, but my 406 isn't really convincing because when I'm hitting about 100 kilometers, it becomes wobbly. I think it's the linkage, or what do you think? It could be anything. Suspension, when it comes to suspension, you have to tear it down most times to see everything, to know what is causing it. It could be your tires have gone out of balancing that need to be balanced. It could be one of the components of suspension under that fender, those two fenders. So it could be anything. So you just start from look at everything. Sometimes I don't bother doing balancing first. I'll just look at the suspension grease, and then after then I'll go for balancing. It's only when I've not traveled with the car on a bad road and then start doing those wobbling. Maybe I may not touch the suspension yet. I'll start with the balancing. If you continue, then I'll go to suspension and tear everything down. Okay. This one, Yazid, that's a nice one, Mark. Which Peugeot 406 engine is stronger, easier to maintain? This, I say, our nation is surprised. Say, finally, we see you can. I don't hide myself. Come on, I show myself on videos. You don't need to. What do I? If you see me for the first time, wow, then good morning. This from our nation is surprised. There, Ikenna. Please, the Ikenna is 1K. He said, I want Peugeot 406. Need to know the different prices, please. I don't know. Go online and find out. Or go. In fact, not online is a waste of time. go around the city. If you're in Abuja, go around Abuja city, you know the prices, you know. So it's not just about, it's better that way. I could tell you the price and only for you to go out and see something else. Because it depends on what is currently available at the time. Good enough or clean enough. Okay, Adamu Abdul Kadir, can I use EW10 engine on a 407? Please advise me. EW10 engine, okay, I believe you meant EW10 J4 because they have about 4 or 5 EW10 engine. So, can I use EW10 on the 407? Please have it. There's nothing wrong with EW10 J4 engine in Peugeot 407. They was produced with it. So 406, 407 were produced with EW10 J4s and they will serve them very well. Unless you mean EW10A, they also were produced with EW10A or 407. So there's nothing wrong with it. Loving this from Mike Ezra. He said, a beauty. Does it drive as fine as it looks? Okay. I think that probably could be my 407 coupe when I posted the update on the trip. It's possible. Yeah, it is. The 407 coupe, you better drive it to understand better. Yeah, it's a V6, come on. V6 doesn't, see, every Peugeot V6, even from 505, their suspensions are different from that of 4-cylinder version of 505. This my 505 V6 has a different suspension. It has a sport suspension. Shock absorbers sporty one, different from that of the 4-cylinder 505. The stabilizer links, the control arms, so many things. The bar, I mean, I could go on and on. Even the cross member, Azul, all of them, they are different. So that's how Peugeot do. When they do their V6 or high powered, even now they don't do V6 anymore. But any of their model, if they, it could say, okay, let's just say 308. If they have the one of that has higher speed than the others, the one they design for sports or for speed specifically, their suspensions are usually different. Their steering feels different. All those things. It's only for itself that they didn't build suspension to match that of V6 standard standard Peugeot V6 suspension. It's only for 06, but the steering has the standard V6 suspension because it has that variable steering, just like my 505 V6 has. Though mine own steering now is my 505 V6 steering now the standard power steering, but this normally, of course, originally had that variable ratio steering, different from the normal power steering you guys know. So V6 Peugeot cars are not they are not made to the 4-cylinder versions or counterparts. So yeah, they drive differently. I mean, guys, go and test a V6 Peugeot car of any model. You test the 4-cylinder of that same model, you see the difference. It's not just about the engine power. They are just different. It's as if they are completely different vehicles. So, how to open and close the headlight boot. Hello, my 0 button doesn't work, but the key was 0 button. Okay, I think I'm going to stop this here. Let me just stop at this experience thing, and so I can be able to respond to the others much later. Okay.